Now, the National Union of Mine Workers is calling on the police to arrest those responsible for the hostage drama at the Gold One mine in Springs in Gauteng. The union says the perpetrators of the hostage situation that saw over 500 employees held underground for 3 days and 3 nights was a pure act of criminality. The union has also expressed its disappointment that Sibanye Stillwater is planning to retrench at least 4,000 employees. I'm now joined by the NUM Deputy General Secretary Mpho Phakedi. Thank you very much for your time, Phakedi. It's quite concerning, obviously, that we find ourselves where Sibanye could be shedding on jobs, but they're saying that this is on the platinum belt because the special metals is not making a lot of money anymore. The prices are falling. So you're thinking that there's another way to save people's jobs?
Yeah, well, we think that thank you very much for inviting us, Maseko. Yes, we think that as the Labor Relations Act, Section 189A, is providing that the process should also include looking at avoidance measures. And avoidance measures can mean anything, can mean from redeploying workers who are affected in other operations. It could also mean in retraining and sort of kind of things. So we're saying, look, the company must find a way. We are very much disappointed with this approach. It's a huge number that is affecting a lot of families and a lot of people.
Because they're saying that the shafts have become unprofitable.
Well, I think we still have to understand. That's what we have seen also on the notice that they have sent to us. We are hopeful that once CCMA has given us a date, they'll be able to present and put facts clearly to us. Unfortunately, because we were not close to the operations in terms of day-to-day activities, maybe out of their presentation, we can have a sense of to what extent are they affected by losses and so forth.
Yeah, because they're saying they've gone from, when I see here, they said it's gone from $30,000 to $3,400 that they're making now. But let's move on to what happened at that mine in Springs last week. What we saw, at least on camera, are those mine workers who had placards that said they don't want the NUM and they want Mpho to be recognized. What is going on from your end? What is happening at One Gold Mine?
Look, what we understand is that, yes, indeed, there might be unhappiness within the ranks of workers, the general workers and members. But as you will know, that doesn't entirely mean that everybody else does not want NUM. It could be a certain group of workers and members who are not happy with NUM. But as things stands, NUM is still a majority union in the company.
All right. So in terms of the apparently 16 people, this is what we were told by police last week when the first 107 were let go. They said it was about 16 people who came in there with traditional weapons, pangas, etc., to hold them hostage. Do you have any idea? Are you going to be able to, for instance, your members maybe assist police in identifying the people you're calling for the police to arrest?
Yes, we are equally quite hopeful that our members or workers in general, because you must note very well that, Maseko, it was not only NUM members there. Solidarity itself, it had 34 members who were held hostage, and others were workers from subcontractors in that mine. But of course, I think generally all those individuals, they will apply their mind and probably use their rights to follow the necessary processes of holding these people accountable.
Now, I know that some people have been saying that it's not fair to compare what's happening at One Gold Mine to what happened in Marikana. But days leading to the police massacre, it was a territory fight between the NUM and Mpho, right?
Well, I'm not sure. We hear you guys calling it a territory fight.
What would you call it?
From where we're sitting, probably could be just a right of association. People who say, look, we want to join that union as opposed to this other one. So it is not really, and we wish that it should not go to an extent of physical fighting over who should join which union. All the legal processes must be followed because we think they are simple, and that's what NUM has been doing. If we feel strong that we do have members, they are sufficient, we follow Section 21 of the Labor Relations Act, and we then get our organizational rights. And we understand that organizational rights are giving us the right to bargain with the company depending on our numbers, which rights do we qualify for. And throughout our history, we have been patient with that process. We have been coexisting with other unions. For instance, for the better part of our existence, you will remember that there's those categories of management and supervisors that largely people will be belonging to Solidarity and WASA. And we'll always have a membership there with a reasonable number. And if we are not a majority union in that bargaining unit, we don't really insist or go out and fight physically for that. We allow ourselves to coexist with the rest.
What comes with being the majority union? Because it seems as though that's where the issue is. Everybody wants to be the majority union.
Well, I don't think we should be counted in everybody, but ordinarily it's a good thing to be a majority union because you've got bargaining powers. You are able to engage the company on all aspects that might be affecting workers. So ordinarily gives you bargaining powers.
Yeah, all right, which at the end of the day, I would assume after bargaining, you would be looking at the entire workforce, right? Because at the end of the day, unions are supposed to look at the well-being of every worker and making sure that, the job crisis in South Africa comes to an end. That should be a unison thing. But thank you so much for speaking to us here on eNCA and Phakedi, the NUM Deputy General Secretary, Mpho Phakedi.